I never imagined that the happiest day of my life would begin with heartbreak. Standing in my wedding gown, surrounded by flowers and music, I received a message that would change everything. You're fired. Consider it my gift to you. That was the exact text I got on my wedding day. And from that single cruel act came the story of how I turned betrayal into power. My name is Waverly Abrams, and this is my story. For as long as I can remember, I wanted to be an architect. Not just an architect, but someone who could build things that lasted, things that mattered. When I joined Crescent Design Studio, I thought I had found my dream. The company was prestigious, its designs were on magazine covers, its projects shaping skylines. For me, it was everything I'd ever worked for. But dreams often come with shadows. Mine was named Tate Lawson. He wasn't just the boss's son. He was entitled, arrogant, and cruel. While Gregory Lawson, the founder, had built the company with pride, Tate was only interested in power. And from the very beginning, he decided I was his target. Every day was a battle. Tate mocked my ideas in meetings, sabotaged my projects, and constantly reminded me that without his father, I was nothing. I stayed late nights, fixing the things he broke. I worked weekends, covering for his mistakes. I poured my heart into my projects, while he waltzed in with expensive suits and smug grins, taking the credit. And yet, I endured. Because I believed my work mattered. Because I believed Gregory would see me, not just his son. But then, on the day I was supposed to begin a new life with my husband, Tate decided to end the one I had built. I was radiant in white, holding my bouquet when my phone buzzed. You're fired. Consider it my gift to you. At first, I thought it was a mistake, a cruel prank. But no, it was Tate. My hands shook as I showed the message to Karen, my new husband. Anger burned in my chest, but Karen, he only smiled softly. Trust me, Waverly, today is ours. Let them burn in their own fire. I couldn't understand how he could be so calm when my entire career was collapsing. But something in his eyes told me to wait. And then, during our first dance, the storm hit. My maid of honor rushed in, pale-faced. Waverly, you have 108 missed calls and 17 voicemails from Gregory Lawson himself. I grabbed my phone. Desperate messages filled the screen. Gregory begging me to call him back. Managers panicking. Clients threatening lawsuits. In that moment, I realized by firing me, Tate had destroyed the one person who kept the company running. He had locked them all out of the system I built. Without me, Crescent was blind. And for the first time, I had the power. That night, Karen revealed the truth. Tate wasn't just incompetent, he was dangerous. He had been secretly altering blueprints, cutting out safety features to save money, replacing high-quality materials with cheap substitutes, skyscrapers with weakened foundations, hospitals with faulty wiring, schools with unsafe designs. If those buildings had gone up, lives would have been lost. But Karen had proof. He had been collecting documents, backups, and signed approvals that tied everything back to Tate. The company wasn't just at risk, it was a ticking time bomb, and Tate was holding the match. I had two options. Go back to Crescent, save them, and keep working under the same family that humiliated me, or walk away. I chose the latter. I ignored Gregory's calls. I ignored Tate's desperate emails. I went on my honeymoon, and for the first time, I felt free. When I came back, I founded my own firm, Precision Protocol Consulting. Our mission was simple: protect the city from the kind of fraud Tate Lawson embodied. The city planning department became my first client. My systems exposed corruption, prevented disasters, and set new standards in architecture. Meanwhile, Crescent collapsed. Clients left, projects were frozen. Their empire was over. Exactly 1 year after my wedding, a letter arrived. From Gregory Lawson. He wanted a meeting. When I walked into Crescent's once bustling office, it was almost empty. Gregory looked older, broken. Tate looked nothing like the smug man that fired me. He looked defeated. Gregory begged me to return, not as an employee, but as a partner, to help rebuild Crescent from the ashes. I agreed, but on one condition. Tate had to learn every safety protocol, every ethical code, every lesson he had once mocked me for. To my shock, he accepted. Slowly, painfully, he changed. He listened, he studied, he began to understand the weight of responsibility. Over time, Tate transformed. He was no longer the spoiled heir who fired me by text. He became someone who understood the value of integrity, of real work. And me, I became more than an employee, more than a victim, more than a wife. I became a leader, a creator, a woman who turned betrayal into opportunity, weakness into strength, and humiliation into victory. Looking back now, I realize Tate's cruel text was never my ending. It was my beginning. Because true revenge isn't destroying others. True revenge is building something so strong, so unshakable, that no one can ever take it from you again. And that was the gift Tate never meant to give me. So tell me, if you were in my position, what would you have done? Would you have gone back to save the company or built your own empire? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because the next story might just be yours.